Welcome back to Buzz Recaps. Today, I will explain a romantic drama film released in 1983. Before proceeding, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. The movie begins with a rich Turkish man, Nasib, who was looking for a cook for his bar. And he found his cook when he met Gabriella, and because of her, his life was going to change. Gabriella started liking that man named Nasib while Nasib was always working, and he didn't even look at Gabriella's face properly. Gabriella got the cooking job and happily went to Nasib's house with him. In the middle of the road, Nasib saw a man named Coronel Jesuino with a gun, and he found out that Jesuino had killed his wife and her boyfriend. Nasib quickly went to his house and told his maid Arminda that he had given Gabriella a job. However, he wanted to finish his work at home and go to his bar. More than work, he focused on Jesuino, sitting with his friend at the bar then. Meanwhile, Jesuino had become a significant figure among his friends because he had killed his wife and saved his honor. After hearing their conversation, Nasib was surprised. Gradually, people started spreading the news of that murder in the village. He also started giving different opinions about Jesuino's wife. Some people have also started saying that Jesuino is not a great man because he stalks young girls. All those men sitting in that bar used to say bad things about different people. On the other hand, a man named Falcao was planning to stop Jesuino's mercilessness and put him behind bars. Later, at Jesuino's wife's funeral, only a woman named Malvina and Nasib came. As soon as the funeral was over, Nasib joined the celebration in the village, which was arranged by a man named Falcao. After enjoying the celebration for hours, when Nasib returned home, he saw Gabriella, who was waiting for his permission to sleep. In the same village, a woman named Gloria works at a rich man's house and tries to attract men towards her every time. However, gradually, people had started looking at Gabriella, and Nasib knew that. After a while, Jesuino's wife and her boyfriend's bodies were taken to be buried, and people started thinking their love was so strong that they would be together even after death. On the other hand, in Nasib's bar, people started talking about those women who cheat on their husbands. While talking, Nasib said that in his village, the punishment for cheating was that a woman's body would be cut into pieces. Nasib said he was a bachelor. However, if he had a wife and if he had cheated on him, he would have done the same to his wife. Meanwhile, ignoring his principles, one night, Nasib started an affair with Gabriella, and they got intimate. After that day, Gabriella happily started doing all the work of that house. However, because of his affair, Nasib couldn't focus on his work and kept thinking about Gabriella day and night. Suddenly, people's voices stopped in the bar, and he thought something was wrong. Meanwhile, all the men were quiet because Gabriella had come into the bar for the first time. With time, Nasib fell in love with Gabriella, and Arminda started to explain to Gabriella that, using her beauty, Gabriella could ask for anything from Nasib. She can even marry Nasib if she wants. Not only Nasib, but other men also had an eye on Gabriella, and a man named Manuel also wanted to marry Gabriella. Although Gabriella was happy to work at Nasib's house, she had also started playing games with the little children of that village, and when the other women saw her, they were surprised. Slowly, everyone tried to get Gabriella, and Nasib was getting bothered. Meanwhile, a man named Tony understood Nasib's problem and advised Nasib to marry Gabriella so that no one else would look at her with an evil eye. His advice put Nasib in deep thought because he knew his marriage could not happen. After all, Gabriella had no legal papers. That's why he gave Gabriella a gift and told her that he wanted Gabriella to stop coming to the bar. Moreover, Gabriella only came to his bar to help Nasib, so Nasib could not stop her from coming to the bar. A few days later, an engineer named Romulo came to the village, and everyone started celebrating. Gradually, the lives of the people of the village started to change. Some people were losing their love, while some people were falling in love with someone. Tonico told Nasib that a judge had come in his neighborhood to get Gabriella at any cost, and that the judge was no one else but Manuel. Hearing that, Nasib decided to marry Gabriella, and Tonico agreed to help him. Gabriella was happy to hear about the marriage. However, she could not understand how a house servant got a chance to marry a rich man. Soon, Nasib and Gabriella got married, and Arminda was the happiest. Time passed, and Nasib began to understand that Gabriella's habits wouldn't change because of her poor past, and her past would not allow her to behave like she is the wife of a rich man. And he also hides the truth of Gabriella's illiteracy from the world. Later, Malvina and engineer Romulo start a relationship, and Chico is not happy because of their relationship. After that, when Malvina's father threatened Romulo, Romulo ran away from the village with Malvina, and that news spread throughout the village. However, after they leave the village, Gloria gets a chance to go close to Chico. Through a letter, she starts her affair with Chico. Later, one night, someone attacked Manuel, and everyone tried to find that attacker, while that man went to hide in Nasib's house. At that time, Nasib was asleep. Although Gabriella saw the attacker, that man was Gabriella's friend Fagunde, and he told her that he fired at Manuel at the orders of a colonel. That colonel was none other than Tonico's father. So he told Gabriella that he would have to find Tonico's father, Colonel Ramiro. He had to tell him about him. Before he could meet Ramiro, Tonico suddenly came before him, taking him to Ramiro without asking any questions. Arminda said that Gabriella had saved the village from burning by helping Fagunde, and after that day, Gabriella started going close to Tony and his family. Fagunde was kept hidden for many days, and people kept trying to find him. In the meantime, Nasib felt that Gabriella was getting away from him, and things got worse when Nasib saw her playing with some people at the circus, while Arminda also tried to stop her because she was Nasib's wife, while Gabriella did not see anything wrong in her happiness. Meanwhile, Nasib got angry with Gabriella, and when Gabriella told him that she wanted to watch the circus with him, Nasib said that he wanted to take her to a show where people sing poetry, not circus. Gabriella still wanted to see the circus, and she couldn't understand why people enjoyed watching a man reciting poetry. Nasib wanted to take her with him because he wanted to be a part of the rich and wanted to introduce his wife. That's why Gabriella agreed to go to the poetry show with him even though she didn't want to go. Later, after going there, Gabriella was disappointed, and people started making fun of her because she did not look rich from any angle. While Ramiro was happy to see Gabriella, and Nasib thought his respect would increase. Seeing the poet standing before her and reading his poetry, Gabriella was bored. She fell asleep, and when she returned home, she ran away from the house without telling Nasib. She returned to her old comfortable life and started enjoying the circus. And then she felt her freedom. Celebrating this freedom, she again started living her life normally. However, she didn't know that everything would change for her, because the boy working for Nasib was caught stealing. And then, while saving himself, he told Nasib that he should keep an eye on his wife and not on other people. He told him that Gabriella had an affair with Tonix. After some time, that boy was proven right, and Nasib caught his wife with Tonix. Nasib told Gabriella that she would have to leave that house at that moment. Later, everyone finds out about Gabriella's affair. Because of her, Nasib sold everything and thought about leaving that village forever. However, his friend told him a better way. That friend started proving that Gabriella used fake documents for marriage. Because Tonico had made that document and helped him get married, his marriage was fake, and Tonico was also a criminal. Nasib's friend wanted to erase every proof of his marriage so that the news about Nasib could not save his wife and his marriage. Soon, it was proved that he and Gabriella had never been married, and Nasib began to dance with joy, free from disgrace and trouble. Meanwhile, amid his joy, he could not forget about Gabriella even if he wanted to. He kept talking about Gabriella while he was drunk, and Gabriella had already left the village. Despite being free, Nasib does not feel free, and he does not even know that Gabriella still lives in that village, and she secretly looks at him. Gabriella regretted her affair, but she could not do anything about it. One night, Nasib and his friends found out that Gloria's master had set her free, and she was going to live with Chico in his house. Everyone found it strange, although his loneliness was the most troubling thing for Nasib. A few days later, the villagers found out that Tonico's father, Colonel Ramiro, had died, and Nasib saw Gabriella at his funeral. Even at that time, he did not talk to Gabriella. A fair was arranged in the village as soon as the funeral was over. After Ramiro's death, everything in the city changed, and Nasib changed as well. He saw Gabriella close to his house that night, Finally, Nasib accepted her again after forgiving her because he realized that they love each other and they never want to be separated. With that, the movie ends here. Thank you for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe. See you next time. Take care.